Hey, what's up, everyone? Armand here, and I'm back again for another fragrance ranking. For this particular video, I'm really very excited for this ranking. I've always wanted to do a top 10 ranking of my favorite mint fragrances because mint is one of my favorite fragrance notes in perfumes. And as you can see, I have a mint plant over here, and if you can only smell how nice and fresh and green the scent of this plant is. But a lot of you, I'm sure, are pretty, familiar with how it smells because we encounter them in everyday products. Most toothpaste and mouthwashes are flavored with mint or with peppermint. Ice creams are also flavored mint, and that's actually one of my favorite ice cream flavors, mint and chocolate chips. In fragrances, it's also a very popular fragrance note in both men and women's fragrances. I think it's more prevalent in use in men's fragrances more than women. Before I start this ranking, I hope that you subscribe to my channel and that you like this video and hit that bell button so you'll be reminded of future videos. I will be raffling prizes in the coming months, so make sure that you check out my content, my channel for future promotions and prizes. At number 10 on my list is Hermenegildo Seña's Sicilian Mandarin, and this is one of my most complimented fragrances. Sadly, this has already been discontinued, I think, and it's getting more and more difficult to get a bottle of this. This particular fragrance is not really very heavy on the mint. In fact, this is more of a moss forward fragrance, very masculine, and it leaves off a very fragrant scent trail. I get a lot of compliments whenever I use this fragrance. So if you can see, this is almost empty, almost gone. I don't know if I can still find a bottle of this, but if you can, this is one of, I guess, the best releases from this house, from Hermenegildo Seña. At number 9 is from Guerlain, and it's L'Homme Idéal Cool, and this was created also by Thierry Vasser, who's also responsible for a lot of the Guerlain fragrances. This particular fragrance has mint, almond, watery notes, orange, ambroxan, vetiver. So as you can detect from the notes listed, it's very fresh. It's a little bit sweet as well. I've never really tried wearing this in full, but the first time I got this, the first time I smelled this, I really fell in love because I think it's one of those fragrances which I think is appropriate for daytime and office wear, and could be a good gym fragrance also. This is your everyday type of fragrance. Number 8 on my list is from Maison Francis Kurkdjian, and this is Aqua Celestia. I must admit, when I first smelled this, I actually fell in love with this. But over the months, this has become less of a favorite of mine because not because it doesn't smell nice, but it's because it's quite tart. There's a certain tartness that you get from the lime, but it's also a little bit sweet. I guess it's coming from the blackcurrant. The mint is there, and it smells really fresh, especially from the neroli and from the green notes that this contain. But over the months, I haven't really been wearing this. This used to be one of my favorites to wear, especially in the office, because of its refreshing, effervescent scent. But I find this to be a little bit tart than what I like my fragrances to be. At number 7 is one of my favorite mint fragrances. But I'm putting this on number 7 because it doesn't perform as well as I want this to be. And this is Eau de Minte from Diptyque. This is a very mint forward fragrance. It also has geranium and patchouli, nutmeg. So it's a little bit spicy because of the nutmeg and a little bit floral because of the geranium. I think there's also rose in here. And I really love this fragrance. I think this is a great summer, spring fragrance. This is one of the few fragrances also that are mint forward that you can wear at night, and probably because it's a little bit floral. So like I've said, this would have ranked higher if this performed much better than how it is performs now. But unfortunately, you know, 1-2 hours you have to respray or reapply this, because again it doesn't really last that very long. But it's you know, a fragrance to die for, because it's so refreshing, it's so cooling, and yet it's something that, you know, it's also a little bit floral, a little bit earthy because of the patchouli. So it can be appropriate during daytime and also for nighttime use. At number 6 is a fragrance from the house of Thierry Mugler, and this is Pure Shot. And this contains juniper, mint, sequoia, and what else? White pepper, cardamom. So it's a very manly scent. It's fresh. It's something that's appropriate for the use, I would say, during casual events, for use in the gym. Very sporty, and sadly this has already been discontinued, or at least marketed under a different name. So before it was again called Pure Shot, now it's being marketed as Pure Energy. And there's a story why, you know, from the name Pure Shot, this is now marketed as Pure Energy. And that's because this used to be endorsed by the South African artist Oscar Pistorius. And a lot of you already know that Oscar Pistorius was involved in the shooting of his girlfriend, and he was convicted for murdering his girlfriend. So I guess just right to rename a fragrance that's associated with Oscar Pistorius from Pure Shot to Pure Energy. But you know, taking out the names, taking out the association with Oscar Pistorius, this is actually a solid fragrance, and I really like this because it's a very refreshing, very sporty fragrance that's good for casual wear and also for gym wear.